brain, it's like you have you just need something.
Yeah.
You know? So you're always needing something, whether it's caffeine or alcohol or cannabis. And a lot of it has to do with GABA depletion in the brain. So a few years back, like 2019-ish, I had a girlfriend. I never even heard of a benzodiazepine. I didn't even know what they were. And she ended up turning to drugs and got hooked on benzos. So I figured out how to, what it did in the brain, why it made people crazy. And then I had a lot of knowledge on supplements for like 20 years. So I just did some reading and I figured out what had influenced the GABA system. I was like, well, you can take GABA, why doesn't that work? Well, GABA takes a long time to get to the brain. So then I just figured out a way to make it not take a long time to get to the brain. So you could take a little bit of GABA and actually get it to the brain, not just pass through you. And then, so it immediately, like if you have a hangover, it just knocks out the hangover because the anxious part of your hangover comes from having no GABA.
Did you know that I was hungover right now?
Are you hungover? I didn't know that you were.
some.
But you know when you're hungover, sometimes you just feel badly.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have a hangover where you have anxiety on top of feeling badly, and that's the worst type of hangover. I remember people would tell me about that when I used to drink, and I'd be like, what are you talking about? Anxiety?
I don't have the anxiety, but I definitely have that I don't feel great thing this morning.
And then when I was like 32,
There's
then I
your
got
man.
my first anxiety hangover, and I was like, oh, this is what people are talking about. And I was like, I do not like this. So then I stopped drinking because I didn't want to deal with that. Didn't want to deal with 2-3 days of not feeling at the top of my game. Any rate, so back to the benzos is, I figured out a way through different supplements that I knew that are all legal and all readily available to put a blend together to get that GABA in the brain within 15 minutes. So if you take GABA, like I tell people, if you can't afford it, my thing, take GABA. Eventually, like 4 weeks, 8 weeks, 12 weeks maybe, if you take it every day, you'll absorb little bits of it when you take it, and eventually you'll get it up to the brain. But
your thing has it happened really fast, and
it happens really
fast.
2
days, dude. 2 days and 4 doses, and I'm different. I'm not a different human. I'm better. My brain is better. I feel like I just want to hug you, and I'm going to use all my energy to help you.
Thank you. Thank you. So GABA, what it does in the brain is it puts the brakes on the transmission of information from neuron to neuron. So if you don't have any brakes, let's say you were to give somebody something that removed all the GABA from their brain, they would have a seizure because the brain couldn't control everything. It would just have too much transmission of information. It would freak out. So that's why people like Amy Winehouse, when they quit alcohol cold turkey, because they don't make any GABA, they use synthetic GABA, alcohol. That's why alcohol makes you feel good and calm, because it's like a synthetic GABA. Of course, it comes with a ton of negatives and positives too. It knocks out your prefrontal cortex, which makes you not judge yourself and makes you kind of shoot from the hip, right? Any rate, so by putting the brakes on those neurons, you achieve a sense of calm or peace. So then you don't need anything. You don't need
I'm feeling it literally right now. I was gonna, and I tend to smoke too, and I have no desire to smoke. I have no desire to pound 3 things of coffee. I have no desire to shove sugar in my mouth. I'm like, dude.
Yeah, because a lot of people live with a state of low-level anxiety. So
that would be me.
So then they always need something. And it just helps you to not need anything.
And that's why I'm crying, because I'm happy.
Yeah.
And you're in a new place. Like, what happens if you're handed, like, a new life? What do you do now?
Oh. Yeah.
Shit. I love you.
Oh, well,